Owen is a connoisseur among connoisseurs. He bought his own opener.
You're gonna do shit. You gotta do it right.
I'm not surprised though with you. You are quite a meticulous being.
Yeah. When I feed my kids, it looks like.
You serving up a la carte to the kids?
Magic.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sommelier course incoming.
See what I mean? There's a lot of people in the room now in the studio because alcohol's here and food.
They're hanging about, ain't they, like bats?
These fuckers are normally gone. No? Well, guys, welcome along to this very special episode of Rio Presents, and this essentially is our pod Christmas party, guys. You can't see, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes there with glasses of red wine and beers, etc. But instead of holding it behind closed doors, we thought we'd invite you guys along too. So we've got a couple of my old teammates and friends in Mr. Owen Hargreaves and Mr. Jody Morris, alongside Arsenal's very own Joel Beya.
Cheers.
Yeah? How you doing?
It's all right.
Are you sure you're all right?
Doing better than United.
But
Wow.
we ain't even started yet. How many of them?
You got early there.
You know what I mean?
It's not like you're first though.
Yeah.
But we've been talking. I've been
13
eager. I've been
people.
really waiting. I've been waiting, yeah, like for this moment,
Yeah.
because you told me you was going to bring a special bottle of red wine for the
Yeah.
occasion. 2008, a special year for us both.
Yeah, it was actually.
What have you bought, man?
This, to be honest, I haven't drank this bottle of wine, but I had one at a wine tasting. It's from a wine producer, an Austrian wine producer in the Napa Valley. And we're at this wine tasting, a bit like this, and there was like 10 bottles of wine on the table. And this was by far the best wine at the end of the night. And they were all, I'm talking Champions League wines.
Is it?
And then this one was the, you know, the original Ronaldo, you know? That one.
Oh, man.
The R9, not the CR7.
Yeah, but he only come after.
Yeah.
I'm saying the original Ronaldo.
Okay,
You know I love Ronnie.
I can't wait for that. What, are you opening it or what? You bought a bottle opener?
Yeah, we got one.
You bought one?
Yeah. We organised.
Show us, where's the opener? You bought one yourself?
Yeah, it's in a bag over there, but
Right.
you've got to be.
Can someone get
Reece.
the opener, please?
Reed, come on, you're going to do something, you got to do it properly.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You're a meticulous kind of person.
So this is 08 when you beat Chelsea, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm shoving mine down the bin. Mine's going in there. Yeah, great, yeah.
You're happy with that, no? You like a glass of
Oh,
red?
of course, I can't wait to taste it.
You know what was the maddest part of that? Obviously, so you got the game, we all know each other and things like that. We had a game at Wembley 3 days later against the US, a friendly. Can you imagine, like, we sitting down at dinner, like
Horrendous.
us, we've obviously had like one of the days of our lives, and JT's there, Frank,
Ash.
Joe, Ash. To be fair, the boys were brilliant, you know, because you also feel for them in that moment, because you know what it's like to win and lose, don't you? But
Did you?
I
didn't
did
feel for no one.
I did.
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
In
I
that
was just-
manner as well, like, you know what I mean? There's one thing talking about losing cup finals and especially Champions League finals, but losing on pens as well, it's got to hurt even more.
I didn't feel no remorse. I got to be honest with you, because I just thought if they were in my shoes,
They'd be the same.
They'd be so happy and just elated. Listen.
No,
right,
but what teammates 3 days later, Reed? I know we're playing for England, but I'm just saying,
It is mad. I know what you're saying.
when
It is
you're,
mad.
obviously our emotions are high and theirs are low, and we've been on the other side, but to like, you know how much it could have meant to somebody, and you're on the, you know what it's like.
But to be honest, if I was close with if I played against you, all right, never quite happened in the Champions League final, but if I played against you and beat you, 3 days later, I'd have already texted him a couple of days in the build-up going, hope you're all right, mate, like, all the best. Unlucky.
Yeah.
But then come England duty, I'll be going, wait, like, stop. Like, I'd give him a bit in front of the lads as if to go, right, come on, we're past that.
Break the ice.
Yeah, do you know what I
Break
mean?
the ice.
Yeah.
I bounced in that camp.
Well, obviously.
I bounced in there. I was still pissed.
No remorse.
No remorse at all, because I just thought this moment don't come round a lot. Do you
Was
know
that
what I mean?
the biggest trophy you ever won? Yeah.
Oh, it was Mount Everest in my life.
Yeah.
Because it was just like I'd been semi-finals with Leeds, got battered by Valencia, got to quarters, like got with teams that we expected to maybe get.
AC Milan then a couple of times.
AC Milan beat us, and I was like, and I didn't play in that semi-final, the quarter-final, the 2 games against AC Milan because I was injured. I broke my rib. But like, I was like, is this one step too far for me? Because it was more relief than anything. I always talk about when you win, it's always relief is the biggest kind of emotion, and to get there and to win it when the stakes are even higher, when it's an English team as well.
It actually makes it harder when you know the boys.
Yeah.
You know everybody's game in and out. Do you know what I mean? I think
Bit more of a game of chess, like.
We all knew each other so in and out, didn't we? Ash and JT and Frank Ballack, I played with her Bayern for a year. Everybody.
Well, what was it like for you though? Because you took a penalty. Like I always think this. Like I'm so happy I didn't take a penalty and we won. I kind of got rid of the responsibility or the fact of missing a penalty. What is it? Talk us through what it's like when you're going to walk up in a massive moment like that. Like my Mount Everest moment, you're walking up there taking a penalty.
But quick one. Why did you not like taking penalties? Explain that to me.
Fear.
No, but you're the most confident guy I ever met in my whole life.
No, bro, but
I
weren't used to that situation of taking penalties. I did, I pooed it.
No, but my point is, see, even like Jody's done a lot of coaching with young kids and stuff. You have to try, just see and figure it out. I didn't want to take pens when I was a young kid. Champions League final, my first year with Bayern, we won on pens. I was next up. Pellegrini missed, and that was it. And the guy that was in front of me, because in Germany it's very much about your elders, so it was Carsten Janke, remember? Big centre forward.
Yeah.
And I said, Carsten, you up, man? Like, you know, elders and all that.
The German Jaap Stam.
Elder, I went, you go next. He went, fuck that, I ain't going. I don't want to take one. And then he missed, so it would have been me. But I think, you know, you've got to, the thing I've learned about those moments is, because my whole career was decided on pens. Literally, my whole career was decided on pens.
How?
I won 2 Champions Leagues on pens. And I got knocked out of 2 major tournaments on pens with Portugal. So I've had the best of the best and the worst of the worst. So I've got to see kind of the emotion, kind of good and bad. And I've learned to like embrace it. You've got to embrace the stress of the moment. It's mad stressful. You know that you were right to be stressed. But in a way, rather than succumb to it, you gotta go into it.
It's almost like the pressure is a privilege, isn't it? The fact that you're in that moment.
That's a great way of saying it, Jody.
Is like let's all be privileged to be in this moment. Okay, it can fall off a cliff, but it can also take you to places you ain't never been.
But what if you look at it and you go, if you know yourself and you know you're not confident enough, you're actually doing yourself a favour instead of a disservice. Because if, for example, you know you're not fit to take it, why don't you?
I'd rather redo what he did. If he didn't want to take one, don't take one.
We stood there, so imagine the whistle goes, extra time's finished. We've all took penalties during the week leading up to it, yeah, but the manager's not gone, right, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The game finishes extra time.
Because you don't know who's playing, do you?
Yeah, so the manager goes, right, huddle up. We're all in the huddle. And he's in the middle of the manager. He goes, who wants one?
And you know what the maddest part of this is, right? Some people are there, and some people looking down at the floor
moonwalking out that Simpson one through the tree.
No, my laces were all undone. I thought they was undone. I had to look down.
Do you know what though? I have to say,
you don't want to make eye contact.
Patrice Evra, I have to say, respect to Patrice Evra, is the only one who went, boss, not me. Patrice Evra. Look how confident he is.
Yeah. It surprises me that you wouldn't be one to want to take
No, I don't mean as a slight. I get you, because I'm confident, in everything
but
I
even
do.
Forget that you're confident, just as a person and as a player, but if we're talking on terms of being a player in a moment and being able to take things on his shoulders, and technically you was all right. Like, no, but I mean, technically, it surprises me that you wouldn't.
That was why I asked him the question, because he could have done it easy, but he never got over the first part of I don't want to miss. And when anybody that thinks like that,
don't do it.
You missing. No, you missing.
That's what I do.
You all walk up there and a bit nervous, but you got to go privilege, right? You got to walk up and think the whole world is watching this game of football. Champions League finals.
Can't think like that.
My
legs start shaking right there.
Really,
the whole world's watching.
But really, for real, right? You think we all saw as a kid in the rain, going to play football. Your mum and dad are watching. All of a sudden, ball's still. I'm walking up from the centre circle. It's like a 10-second walk. It's the slowest walk ever.
Spaghetti legs.
Everybody's watching. You got to think, man, I can't believe the whole world's watching me do this. I'm going to smash this top bins, and I'm going to walk off and go drink a bottle of wine with my family. That is a positive picture. If you think, if I walk, oh my God, I'm going to miss. Oh my God,
so in England,
30,000 behind the goal.
Yeah, we're
I'm going to be on the
conditioned
front of the
differently
paper, the back of the paper.
We're conditioned differently in the UK, especially in England.
But that's why you got to change the narrative. You got to think positively.
I'll try and do it with my kids, but it's more, what I was feeling was, all I was thinking about was, what if I miss on the front of every tabloid paper an effigy? Or something.
Gareth Southgate, 96.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we had loads previous, didn't we? All the.
Yeah.
Owen, can you open the wine, please? Jesus. I'm sitting here, my mouth is like dry.
It's open, man. Relax.
Is it open? Oh. Let it breathe. It's a beautiful thing that, you know, this is going to taste beautiful. Do you know how drunk I was that night? Do you remember me that night? The next morning?
Mate, you were a mess.
Forget the next morning. What's the story about you on the plane? Champions League. Fine.
Yeah, I was a bad way, man. I reckon it's probably one of the I reckon it's the drunkest night. I went Mykonos this summer. That's the drunkest I've ever been. But that was the second drunkest. That was the most drunk I've ever been until Mykonos this summer. Like,
What time did you go to bed that night?
I didn't.
Did you not?
No. So don't forget we're in Moscow, and it's like how many hours forward are they? 4 hours, whatever it is.
Could you imagine if we would have been somewhere else? Because you couldn't really go
No.
out.
Yeah. So we were like, it was like 1 or 2.
Snookered, didn't you? You snookered.
It was like 1 or 2
yeah.
a.m. in the morning, and that's like our party starting at that time in Moscow. So all our friends and family are there. Listen, it went off. It was a mad night. I was down in pints with some supporter who got in there, snuck in there. I was just down in pints with him. I must have down about 7 pints, 7 pints. And I remember my dad carrying me, like holding me up to my room, right? And I remember getting in the shower and my dad going, right, you've got to get showered, get ready, and let's go. And I'm going, Dad, book me another plane on my own. Book me a jet. I ain't going. Tell Fergie I ain't going. Like, I was like mangled. And I remember my dad saying, just sort yourself out. And he came in and I was showering, like in my boxers, my socks, everything, just, I don't know what was going on. And then eventually he got me downstairs. I had shades on all over the place. And I remember being on the plane and was like, I was just singing songs. And so Bobby Charlton was there. All the executives like were at the front of the plane and the manager. And I remember the manager looking around and just like, someone needs to get hold of him. Because I was singing songs, swearing my head off.
What they were probably thinking, like, really pretend like you've done this before.
And if you've been trying for years, like particularly you and Chelsea have, and I remember when I went to the 2012 final, and after they won it, funny enough in Bayern, got absolutely battered, but won it,
that,
mate. Yeah. But I went back to the hotel and like you said, like you would do, have a great night. And I remember having a great night myself as a fan, but being mates with a couple of the lads. And I have Lamps' medal round my neck.
Really?
So he's put it over my neck. He's gone, I have to get that.
Remember it so vividly.
He's going, get that round your neck. And I'm going, yeah, brilliant, blah, blah, blah.
You sent me a picture.
Yeah, well, of course I did. But yeah, if only if I could have won it. But I had his round my neck, and I remember being up on the top of the hotel roof, and Drogba was throwing in Di Matteo and all that. It was like light. It was 5:30 in the morning, and I remember I was with my mate Ronnie from Scotland, and we were staying in a different hotel. And so anyway, I don't remember leaving the hotel, but I remember getting back. I remember waking up in the morning. Well, I say in the morning, it's about 11:30, and I woke up and I've got like about 25 missed calls from Lamps. And I wake up, go, oh, everything all right? All right, mate, blah, blah, blah. He's going, mate, please tell me you've got my medal. And I went, you know when your belly goes and you're like, oh, and then I can feel this little thing
No, wait, you still had it on?
I've got his Champions League medal around my neck in Munich. And they've flown back to London already. So I'm in Munich. I'm not flying back till the evening, and I'm still pissed. And woke up with me mate Ronnie and gone, right, let's get straight out into Munich. I'm wearing the medal out, like with all the Chelsea punters. No, I spent the day in Munich with Lamps' medal around my neck. How's that not got nicked off you? Because they know who I am. They know what will happen. But but you know, like there was like a whole big deal of going, oh, thank God you've got it, like protect it. I'm going, yeah, of course, mate. And I'm sending him pictures of us in a cab, like going, in with all the Chelsea punters, and he's going, mate, please don't lose it. And I'm going, yeah, shut up, don't worry about it. But I was staying at Lamps' for a few days after. So obviously I flew back, and then we had a bit of a ceremony handing it over. I felt like one of the FIFA guys going, well done, son, well done. You've got it back. Yeah, it was good.
Let's get on to Xmas parties.
Anyway.
Yeah, cheers, man. Oh, yeah, I'm going to judge you on this glass.
Is this the 08 thing? I'll tell you, it tastes like a bit of piss.
Let's see.
Oh, I'm liking smell already. I'm liking the aroma.
So, look, I've got a question to ask you.
Oh, hold on. Whoa. Appreciate the red, please. Oh, Owen. You've done it right there, you know. Hold on a minute.
What can you taste? Bit of...
Put some notes.
Bit of... Oh, that's nice. Very nice.
Oh, Owen.
Very much appreciated.
That's nice.
Pleasure.
Not the year.
Not the year.
It's
Okay.
a shit year for Chelsea, so we don't really.
How do you guys celebrate Christmas, dudes? Footballers.
We go bananas.
Yeah, no, we know
I don't know
that.
about now,
But
we
there's,
used to go
there's
bananas.
I want to know. So, first of all, I know you liked organising a couple, right? Who organises? Do you talk to the managers? You know, what do you do on the night out? If we're
Before
allowed
you
to
start,
say?
the manager gets the most watered down version every year. He never gets the real deal. What's going to happen?
Now, the manager is really only consulted on what days are you allowed to have your Christmas party. So you'd go and see him. Whoever the captains or the more experienced players were would go and see him and say, look, what days can we have it? Lads are thinking like this. And then usually the manager would sometimes come back, why, what are you thinking? Where are you thinking of going? Are you going to have it here? Now,
And you'd lie.
Okay, so
that's Rio.
Yeah.
But me personally, is like if we think about Christmas dues over the years, from when I first and when we first become pros, our young pros, the Christmas dues were totally different to what it was 5-10 years later. Like we
can't talk about.
Yeah, honestly, you wouldn't believe the things that went on at Christmas.
Career
dues.
ending right now.
So is it one of those because you're younger, you're more immature, and you're
No,
just
that's what we're walking into. What I was witnessing at Christmas parties back then.
No,
in,
no,
like,
that
say,
was just the
98,
norm. It was the
98
norm.
times, 98, 99, 97. What I was walking into was like, is this allowed? Is this how you become a pro? Do I need to be involved? Like, you go like you obviously go to a. It basically is.
You know what's mad though, right? So I came to United at 26. And at Bayern, they did a Christmas party, right? But they did it off the charts. They'd invite like the best singer in Germany, the best chef, Cirque du Soleil. All the misses were there. The president would get up and be like,
"Oh, because you never used to play over Christmas, no?"
No, we had a winter break, but they'd have a big function.
Wives and girlfriends, you just said, were there.
Function,
Yeah.
right?
Wives and girlfriends was never ever allowed anywhere near it.
Right?
Back
So
in the day.
I've had that for 10 years.
I would have liked that. I'd have liked that.
I've had that for 10 years, right?
I would have preferred that.
So our president gets up, he gives like the wives, say like a watch or a bag, or like a Rolex, say thank you for being so patient, your husband's in a way.
You got a Rolex.
I come to United one, 26.
Horrendous.
Gone down the pub next to Coronation Street.
Yeah.
Jody, I swear to God.
In the
right?
grapes.
Jody, I walked in, right? I lived in the Lowry Hotel, 500-meter walk. I walked
As
in.
you do.
I walked in, I swear to you, and I said to myself, I am not having one drink in here because this has gone pear-shaped.
You wasn't wrong either.
And that was,
and
and by the way, that was 06.
That was 07.
07.
And I remember, so me and G were the only ones who didn't have a drink. That's why when the gaffer tried to find us a week's wages, I remember thinking, no, I can't pay a week's wages.
But like when we were kids, like when we was like getting into the first team at like Chelsea, I was at West Ham. It's like it's different at Bayern because it's a different culture. But like, if you weren't going to starting at like 10 or 11 in the morning at a pub somewhere on like champagne, like Bucks Fizz, or a pint of Guinness at them times, it weren't normal. And then at some point in that day, that you'd be going to like a strip bar, like and like all hell breaks loose, like carnage. It was like mental, and I was like, is this what I've worked all my kid life for to get to this point? And then we're here at this. Is this what it's for? Because I'm in. That's what. Because whoa, I've never seen anything like. I'm from an estate in South London in Peckham. Like I ain't seen none of these nightclubs. I was in the West End one time, and I was standing there. You got to remember, Chris. What's his name? The ginger geezer.
Evans.
Chris Evans was at the height of his career. He's at the bar next to me saying, "What's happening with Danny Baker?" And I'm going like, these geezers are just like, they're like Gazza's best mates. Yeah. Like one of my heroes. And I'm like, this is who I'm bumping it at Christmas do. It's unreal. And I'm like, I'm allowed in every nightclub in London. I can go where I want. I'm treated like royalty. I'm at West Ham. I'm not even at like one of the like Arsenal or somebody who are winning leagues and stuff like that. I'm at West Ham and they treat me like a god.
I think there was an element back in the day as well that obviously those early days are like you could do a lot more than what you could do now. But even in the time I'm talking early 2000s, we had one, and this shows how basic it was. But we went not knocking TGI Fridays, but we went TGI Fridays, and we went very early, and there was one big massive long table, and this was it might have been it was 01, and me, Wisey, Chris Sutton, and George Weah got there like
George
first.
Weah,
yeah, got there first, right? But George Weah, like you're going, right, he's going to ask for, I don't know, a glass of wine, a Chianti or something from Italy where he's been there for ages, and he went, pint of Guinness, shot of whiskey and a half glass of milk.
Milk?
So we're there like early doors.
Semi-skimmed?
We're there early doors, and Chris Sutton, who funny as, like, he's a little bit different to how he is on punditry, starts getting into him going, Georgie, glass of milk, what are you doing? He was going, no, don't worry in all this. And anyway, after a while, we're there very early, we're cracking on, and the walk from the table to the toilet was very long. It was the one that we used to meet in Covent Garden. Remember the TGI's there, right? Up from where Spot used to be, right?
What a place.
Yeah. Horrendous place, but what a place for mid to late 90s. This was like 01 or whatever, right?
Well.
And I remember after a while, because us four had been in there the longest, a lot of the foreign boys and everyone starts turning up 4 or 5 hours later. And we're at this long table, and all of a sudden I'm sitting next to Chris, and Didier Deschamps was opposite me. And I remember him like going, what? Like looking under the table going, what the fuck is this? Like going crazy. And I'm thinking, I don't know what he's on about. Like, we've had a few by now. And Chris just turned around to me and was going, Morris, just relax, Morris. And I'm going, what is he on about? Chris couldn't be bothered to go to the toilet downstairs, so he's relieving himself under this long table at TGI's, but he's ended up pissing on Didier Deschamps' shoes. So Didier's been there about 8 minutes, just arrived, thinking, right, let's see what we're doing, and as a Christmas do and all that. And
he probably was going to get a civilised French one, wouldn't he?
Honestly, I reckon he was there for 8.5 minutes, got up and went, swore at Chris, and then walked out. That was it. He spent 8.5 minutes at TGI's for the Christmas do.
Well, he's never to be seen again.
But it's true though, you think about it, like the cultural difference between the German Christmas do, like a French, can you imagine the Spanish one, the Italian one to the English one?
Yes.
The foreign boys must come over and think, are these cavemen?
Yeah.
But the foreign players like Patrice Evans, a lot of them don't drink as well.
No.
Yeah.
Or don't drink anywhere near like the English lads. And they're like, what? They sit there something going like, what is got? We've been out 10 hours. If someone wasn't in trouble or arrested, it wasn't a Christmas do back in the day. That's what it was like though. Tell the truth, isn't it?
Or you'd be dressed as something stupid.
Yeah.
Like
Trevor Sinclair, I remember he climbed like a Christmas tree, it's like a mile high almost in the sky. Climbed it in Romford, arrested. Like mad. Like what after ruining the night, you're like, people were down the police station trying to get him out. Like, it's just like, but it was like, that's part of it, normal. It was weird.
But nowadays, it's just not, never ever would it?
Remember QPR? You come to the QPR one, didn't you?
I did.
I went QPR. I tried to delete QPR out of my mind, but it hasn't happened. But one good thing was, the Christmas do was a funny one, mad one. But I remember being there. We started the Christmas do. This is a really good example of like how mad a Christmas and how it just goes up and down. We start it. Everyone meets in the pub. Shots are getting put round. A couple of drinks in. Everyone's merry. This is like 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Basically, every Christmas do starts saying, doesn't it? You meet at the pub about midday-ish.
Yeah. And you straight away
like
start drinking.
Start at 12
new,
and then it just kicks on.
So we're there, and I remember Stephen Colker. Remember Steve Colker? He'd been out the night before, had a load to drink, turns up, all still quite merry from the night before. So he's sitting on a little table. He's on his own, I think, or with 1 or 2 guys on his own. But I could see him kept looking over to where I was. And I was at a table with like, I think Clint Hill, Joey Barton and a couple of other guys. And I could see Steve Colker keep looking over, and I was going like, is he all right? Like, what's wrong with him, man? So I went over there, went to the toilet, and like, eventually I went over to his table and said, bro, you all right? What's going on, mate? He said, Steve Colker, man, I'm not putting you under the bus here. You two end up getting on in the end. But I was like, you cool? You all right? He says, yeah. He says, I'm just waiting for Joey Barton to say one thing. One thing. I'm thinking, we're meant to be out on a team camaraderie, like bonding type thing on Christmas, isn't it? Then the next minute, right, changing locations. Gonna leave the pub we was in and go over the River Thames, like over the bridge, to the Ship. There's another pub, famous pub in West London or South West London. So next minute, so we're walking over all the team. Imagine there's like 25 of us, dribs and drabs, walking over the bridge, and all of a sudden I hear a bit of a kerfuffle behind me. A bit of a skirmish going on, and I'm like, right, what's going to turn around? And Stephen Colker is trying to get Joe Barton over the bridge into the River Thames.
Wandsworth Bridge, yeah.
Trying to get him over. by his neck, trying to get him, and all of a sudden people are running back towards it. What's going on? Oh my God. And he's going, he's trying to get him over, and it's just like, Joey's kind of half laughing a little bit, but like trying to firm it not to get put over, breaks it up. And I'm thinking like, what is going on there? Arguing, whatever.
Did you just kick on?
Then he was like, listen, we're going to the pub, man, relax. Come on, don't ruin it for us. Get to the pub, and it's just like...
Yeah, that's when I saw you.
That's when I see you.
Yeah.
And you've been out drinking.
Yeah, you'd message me going, we're going to the ship, come meet us. Me and Boise come met you, and the group had certainly had a few.
Yeah.
You must have thought at that point, mate, I've got to get out of here.
No, I was in the drink mode going, I'm going to kick on. And the worst thing that happened, the maddest thing that happened, which doesn't normally happen on Christmas dues with football teams, is another team come into the venue.
Oh no.
By the way, we're not in a nightclub, we're in a pub, a small pub. Crystal Palace walk in, all their players. And I have to say, it's one of the most awkwardest feelings I've had on a night out. Because Joe Barton was stood there.
So funny.
And he was hammering. Was it Dwight Gow? It was Dwight Gow, I think.
Yeah.
He was hammering Dwight Gow, and I was like, why? What's he done? Like, do you know him? Like, no, just like, he started saying some mad stuff. And to be fair, Dwight Gow weren't happy about it. And then Joey Barton was going around going, you're shit. You're shit. He's shit. Like, I was like, right, this is just going to end up in a bad way. In the end, the two teams kind of merged together in the end, and it was all right. But Joey Barton, I swear he tried to cause a riot in there. It was mad.
You know, I thought the best one was that at Russell? Do you remember? Stereophonics were there.
Yeah.
That was good.
Good night, that.
No, because it was a bit like smaller and a bit more contained. Like that first one, I remember thinking it was just out of there were too many verbs you didn't control. It's like a football match. You gotta control the.
You know what the difference was? In the restaurant, it's like the restaurant and the stockroom. That's it. There's nothing else. There's nowhere else you can go. So you can control where people are and the environment a little bit more.
Listen, it's probably for the best that there's been a change in culture and that there's not those kind of trapdoors that might appear.
I've got a question though. So you said that you went out and you had the Crystal Palace players out with you guys. Normally, if you knew that another team was going to be in a location, would you avoid it, and how would you find out?
Definitely not on Christmas. Like there was times when you'd be booking or trying to find out where you're gonna. If you was gonna, I don't know. You might go Scandinavia, you might go Dublin. If you then got word that another team was over there at the same time, you'd go, no, scrap that. They're already going. You'd not go.
Yeah, I think that's the best plan. Like especially for the British, like fly abroad, go abroad somewhere. You know.
Yeah, you usually think you wouldn't get in any bother and nothing would maybe come back until if you see Leicester the other week.
Oh my God, why are you guys filming that?
Mate,
that was
scandalous. That was scandalous.
You shouldn't have phones out of those things.
It's
for the best. It's for the best. There's been a little change in culture.
Christmas parties were hard because I loved the night out. I've got to be honest. When I was,
no, but it was too much
young,
though because we it's different for Bayern. Like that, what your story was about that. What they done for your team, I think that's so classy, unbelievable for the women, for the club and all that. But in England, you can't do that. You've got games every 2 or 3 days, and it's like fitting your Christmas party in around a congested fixture list is a lot different.
But I do think it's also, and I know it isn't. In a way, it's like situation dependent in the league. Like if you're 17,
especially if you're your lot.
If you're like 13, guys,
you can't be
sacked this year. Because like we used to always go to the Oktoberfest with Bayern, and obviously that was all our sponsors as well.
What's that like there? Seriously, it looks
the best ever. It's the best ever.
It looks unreal.
It's off the charts. But I tell you what, if we didn't win the day before we went there, mate, that was the worst afternoon of your life. Sat with your boss's desk staring you while you're drinking this massive.
And you've got like brown dungaree shorts on,
if you saw
with high socks.
He told me about this.
If you saw what happened there, you'd buy that in every colour.
Yeah. In suede and
all the foreign lads used to come and say, I'm not wearing that.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, they had it in every colour, every shoe. They were they go there. It was the best.
Who's the best drinker you've been around? If you were going to say like on a night out, or the days, not night, on an all-dayer, who are the best drinkers?
Do you know what? I've got to say it, and everyone always thought there was something slightly different about this because of how many games he played in a row, but Lamps is one of the best drinkers you can have a drink with.
Yeah.
You know, when someone gets cooler and like more relaxed as he goes on and can send it home, Like people underestimate the levels in which
Frank
Lamps was a
was
world-class drinker.
Frank Lampard's up there.
He's class.
Like, I'm talking, when we were really young, we were like in our like late teens, early 20s, when we were at West Ham, we'd go out on a Saturday and we'd go and Pourham nightclub, we'd go in Castle in Essex, and then we'd end up driving into London and we'd have a night out in London, finish at about, 4 or 5 in the morning, go to my flat, wake up, and sometimes I'd wake up and Frank would be gone. Yeah? And I'd be like, bro, we ain't got training. Like, he would have a 12 o'clock meet in the pub and he ain't missing it for it was like going training, he ain't missing that, right? And then I'd ring him, Frank, where are you? What's going on? Yeah, I'm in the Horse and Groom, I'm in the pub near where he lives, back in Essex. And I actually my flat was in Tower Bridge them times. And he'd go, you come and meet us. And I'd be like, bruv, I am dying here. And then I'd get there and he'd be like 4 or 5 pints deep. Yeah, and I'm like, rum. And my man just sitting there merry, ready to run. We'd go out all day again. And then we'd go Charlie Chan's on the Sunday night. And the bar would shut at 11:30. And me and him would buy, I reckon, 20 drinks, 10 him, 10 me, at that time, to prolong us for the extra hour without serving drinks. So we got it on the bar with a security guard ran the drinks. Wow. Unreal.
But if you had training on the Monday, this is how he's the first one there. He's the first one changed. Yeah. I've been out with him a million times, and even when we was at Chelsea together and we'd done the exact same, I know I'm a little bit smaller than him, but we'd do the exact same. We'd go into training the next day.
More wheeze.
I stink of, I'm worried about, oh my God.
But he was probably just lucky eyes. He could pack it away.
Well, he doesn't want that. You can't waste that with him.
No, come on.
Yeah.
You're not a connoisseur of red wine? He's drinking it like Vimto. Come on, don't do that.
Nah, come on.
It's a waste.
Cheers, guys.
They're doing that.
But he was like,
He
would train and knew that he'd had a drink and would go, I need to sweat it out like today. And no one trained harder than him in the week.
Do you know why that was? Because his dad was a coach at West Ham when we were younger, and his dad used to run around the training ground with a black bin liner underneath his training. Sweat it out. Yeah. And Frank was quite old school like that and would do the same experience. And so, yeah, Frank, I think we've got to just raise a glass to Frank Lampard.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Frank Lampard's drinking skills.
Yeah, exactly. It goes under the radar, and so it should, because he was he's been a lot more than that, like a great player, great coach. But
can I give you another one?
He was very good.
Can I give you another one?
Go on then.
Michael Carrick.
Oh, really? That one's very under the radar.
Michael Carrick could drink, mate. And you know what? The best thing about Carrick is he didn't really change massively. Yeah. A bit like Frank.
I think that's a sign, isn't it? You know, when you don't give away the fact that you've had
Wes Brown's laying on the floor doing starfishes, right? And we've had the same amount, and Carrick is just chilling, and you're thinking, right, what's happened here?
I remember that Christmas too, that a few of the young lads, they would sleep on the floor.
Mad, bro. People were getting put to sleep.
What was he on? Newcastle Brown Ale?
No, he could drink. He drink most things. To be fair, he liked a beer, or a pint of Guinness. He liked a pint of Guinness as well. Carriage is a good drinking partner.
It's a good trait to have that.
John O'Shea can have a drink as well.
Well, he's Irish though.
Yeah,
it's like,
he could drink.
It's kind of
very good
given,
drink.
It's given, innit? It's given.
Yeah, he could babysit the pint a little bit, but he could drink. Yeah, he'd be there last. Shazy was always one of the last men standing with Carers. Yeah. Gary Neville was a shit drinker.
The Foreign boys,
in the plant pot.
Don't shock me, that.
The Foreign boys did it differently, didn't they? Like they'd come and dip the toe, but they'd leave.
I tell you who dispelled that, who shocked me. Jason Park.
Oh, really?
Drinking whiskey like it was going out of fashion.
G was the best.
Did he man-to-man market?
Bruv, he was at the bar in my restaurant. I saw it at Christmas do, and he sat at the bar, and the barman came to me and said, Rio, he's drinking quite a lot. I went over to G and I said, G had a hat on, his face was red and his head was on the thing like that. I said, G, are you right? Like that. I said, you going to stop drinking or what? He said, no, I'm good. Just carried on drinking.
Remember back in the day, G Unit was like the band when they used to come G Unit. What was his name? He was the best ever, wasn't he?
Good guy, what a great guy. He took us out the other day actually, me, Edwin and Berber and Vidic. He took us out in South Korea the other day for a bit of lunch. It was nice.
He played great in some big games for you as well.
Answer, you know.
Did anyone have a stinker? During the Christmas dues, like anything where you think,
most people did.
Yeah.
Wes Brown.
We've all had a couple
Wes Brown got carried out.
Nights,
Wes Brown got carried out at midnight or just before midnight. Been on an all day at Christmas do, or when we won the league or something like that. and he got carried out. I'll never forget, bro. And I was like, bro, my man was, Wes was a funny drinker. Because I remember Roy Keane stopped drinking. And I remember we was out somewhere in London, in Manchester, and Wes kept trying to feed Roy a drink like that. Wee. Every more drinks he had, he kept going, wee. You know, like Roy, you could see sitting there going, one more. I'm going to put it over your head in a minute, like sort of thing. And like, in the end, Wes had to get told to move out of the way and come out of the way. That's the problem with footballers and alcohol. It always goes wrong. It'll end up wrong.
Most of the guys, when you play, most of the guys can't really drink, really, because they're like, you know, you got a game every 3 days. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you couldn't really, like, if you, no disrespect here, but if you play one game a week in the Premier League, like, you probably got 2-3 days free where you can go mad.
Yeah.
If you're playing Champions League on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and you ain't on time for a tear up, have you?
Yeah.
But that's the question as well. So you're talking about playing loads of games. Surely then you will have managers that are a little bit cautious sometimes. Has there been a manager trying to stop your Christmas dues?
I've had one when I was at...
Who? Can you name?
Yeah, Derek McInnes. He's a friend of mine, so he won't mind me saying it. But we planned a 2-day Christmas event in London after the game. So it was Saturday all day, Sunday, and then come back Monday. And he basically was so fuming with how we played on the Saturday that he went, "Nah, you're back Sunday evening to run around the training ground." And the lads were fuming, and a couple of us have tried over the period of a few hours after the game to go, "I know you said that in the changing rooms, Gaffer, but is there any chance?" And he was like, no. And then,
but that's my point. It is result dependent.
Yeah.
Like if you're flying and you can do whatever you want.
And also, when you're a player, you go, "Leave it out, Gaffer. It's a Christmas do."
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a manager or a coach, you go.
Yeah, was you different as a coach? Compared to what you was, because you was a player, you was always wanting to be out.
There's an element of me. I know, yeah, but it's so easier now managing. That's why you could spot a little rascal a million miles away because they stand out from the bunch. When we was younger, there's like a load of us the same. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think you need to understand the player's perspective on stuff. So if they have asked permission, that they've asked when is their day to do the Christmas do, but in all honesty, if results ain't great, I think, I agree with I think if you play for teams like Man United and your Chelseas and people that there's a lot expected of them and they should be where they should, or if they're underperforming, I think there's an element of you need to take it on the chin if your Christmas due's taken away from you.
You didn't mention Arsenal, did you, in the big team?
And other than that, just go rent a house and do it quietly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be going in these mad places where everyone can see you.
Yeah, but you say that, oh man, the part of it is going out and seeing the people and being a part of the groups and like.
You sound like you're on a Christmas suit right now, isn't it?
That's part of it though, isn't it? Is that am I lying though?
What's in that 08? What's in that 08?
No, but am I lying? It's like, I hear people say this like, that when they've got so much money now, they should rent a house and just have the party on their own.
Yeah.
The point of the party is to be with the people, man. The point of going out is to socialise and meet new people, etc. Have a laugh.
No, not when you're real Ferdinand.
I didn't get that.
Yeah,
not when you're real Ferdinand.
That's what my dad used to say to me.
No,
you're
acting like you're a normal kid at school.
I couldn't understand it. I didn't want to understand it.
I can tell.
I was a social butterfly. But it is mad. Like I just think,
or an empty crisp packet.
Maybe that, yeah. But it is. I look at it now and think like it's so strict now. Like I needed
bit of freedom.
The bit of freedom and the ability to go out and release a little bit, like, and probably sometimes it went too far, but
I think
these guys now.
I think you were good at that though. Like me and him obviously knew each other from a young age, and then we went on different paths, and you went Leeds and Man United. I did think you actually managed that well though, because there was a lot when we were younger. We done so much together. Chelsea, West Ham days, even Leeds. I used to come up to Leeds a lot, and Man United days. But I did think that there was a little moment in your career where I'd be going, right, we're going to do this. And even when I was at Leeds and wasn't far from you, and you're like, nah, not up here, lad. Like, not up here. And I know you linked it a lot to just being at Man United, but I felt that you started changing your ways. Maybe it's maturity, but I felt that when you hit Man United, I felt that there was a little switch in you where you went, no, you can't do that here.
But probably because you were also surrounded by
environment.
Yeah. So when the kind of the experienced guys say dictate, don't they? Whereas if you would have stayed in, no disrespect, you would have stayed at West Ham, you would have been moving the same, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's why I actually left London.
I remember you told me you had to say, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, because there was too many pulls on me from friends, from teammates, from people that I've grown up with. That was like, yeah, we're doing this, and I was like I'm saying, I love going out. Like I could name all the best nightclubs in London them times. Do you know what I mean? Like Colosseum, Emporium.
But that's what I mean. Is like, I think but that's my point in saying it. You didn't not go out at Man U or Leeds or all that. You just went out at the right times. You never ever pushed. You probably did push the boundaries, but you was a lot better in either covering it up or I think you was a lot more professional.
Yeah, time. Yeah,
I think you did. I thought that there was a switch in you, and I felt which was obviously good for everybody.
It was because he moved up north. Yeah, didn't you? You knew.
Yeah. Also, the environment you're around, you surround yourself with the right people.
But imagine you would have done the flip rather than surround yourself with Roy Keane, Dave Evans, or Alex. You would have, a more dysfunctional one. You would have gone the other way, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I was easily influenced in that sense. My school reports was easily distracted. I would have been distracted in football as well if I'd have been in the wrong environment.
That's why the mentors and the leaders and the captains are so important, aren't they? Because if they set a good standard.
Good older pros is like
huge.
So good.
What a mentor!
Who would have been yours at like in your early years?
Bayern, we had so many. Yeah. We used to just kick the life out of each other every day.
No, who's your good pros though? Older pros who
that would help shape you.
No, they didn't help you. They used to kick you.
Yeah. That's part of helping.
Yeah, exactly. And then after a year kicking you, they'd pick you up and be like, you're good.
He's right now. He hasn't cried.
You'll be my successor.
I had Julian Dixon, Neil Ruddock.
Yeah.
That's not great, is it?
Did Fergie ever give you a bollocking for all of this stuff? Like, you've gone out, you've done madness.
He knew. You have to remember, like, this is like the Don Corleone of Manchester. This is like the Godfather in Manchester. So Alex Ferguson, everybody wants to please this guy, and everybody wants to be associated or.
You just didn't want to let him down, didn't you?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Yeah. But I arrived and I got injured immediately. Right, I rolled my ankle against Boca Juniors. Right, so I was out for about 6 or 8 weeks. And them 6 to 8 weeks.
With a rolled ankle?
Yeah, that was a bad one. I had bad ankles then.
Chocolate ankle.
But them 6 to 8 weeks, I was exploring the city centre. Right? I wanted to see.
Well hurt again.
I was finding where.
And he would have heard through the grapevine.
So my point is, right, so I'm going out every other day. I'm going out drinking. I'm seeing the restaurants, the nightclubs, the bars. And I just about got fit and I was back on the grass, and one day I was walking out and he just pulled me and said, "How are you enjoying the city? How are you enjoying Manchester? You transferred up here now and you relocated, and how's it going?" I said, "Yeah, it's been great." He said, "You been anywhere? You seen anything?" I said, "No, I've just been coming to training, boss, and just chilling out." He said, "Listen, we need to get off on the right footing. I know what you've been drinking, not even where you've been. I know what you've been drinking. So if you want to be here for a long time, you need to curb that type of behaviour."
Oh my gosh.
And my legs just went, and I was like, "Raw,
that was
this
it.
guy, who the hell?" And then I was speaking to I told a few of the lads, like Giggsy and that, and it was like, "You got to remember that people want to be his mate. They're going to tell him, they're going to show him your receipts from nightclubs, your bar bill and stuff like that. He's going to know all this."
He was giving them tickets and everything.
And I was like, "Yeah, so he'd have
anywhere
people on the payroll, man."
All the lads say they're mad clever, slide in somewhere late.
So that's how you knew who was getting pulled basically by the manager. That's how you knew.
But you know what? You could get away with it if you playing well.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't say anything, would you?
I hadn't played a game by then, but he was like, he just marked my card in a nice, subtle way that I jogged away, and I can imagine him looking at me thinking, you're either going to learn.
He's let him go he probably knew about it a good few weeks.
Yeah.
Just gone,
let's see how this develops.
Wait till he's fit, and then just when you come back on the grass, go right now, ready to play.
Who would you reckon now? Who would you like to go to a Christmas do with now in today's game?
Oh.
I got my first picks immediately there.
What, players, celebrities?
No, player. I'm going with Jack Grealish.
Yeah, Jack.
On the night out?
Yeah. Christmas do. I want to go Christmas.
He's definitely got to be up there, isn't he?
So I'm going with Jack Grealish.
He's having a good time, Jack, isn't he?
I'm having a good night, I know that.
Yeah. He's a great lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a great lad. I wouldn't mind seeing Zlatan, like, if he gets involved.
I don't reckon Zlatan drinks, though.
Yeah, but even just I'd like to see how angry he is with everyone.
He karate kick somebody, wouldn't he?
I just want to see what he's chucking out. Like, I want to see
someone's getting thrown about.
What he delivers. Yeah.
Because if you throw it back to our generation and before, there's quite a lot of people you probably go, "I'd like to go out of him. I'd like to go out of him." It's a bit more difficult in this generation because we don't really see him in that realm,
Yeah,
do
well,
we?
they don't. Yeah, they obviously
Much more professional.
Yeah,
It's different now with social media. I think everybody's.
I'd
mad.
like to see what Haaland's got. I've seen a few.
Have you seen clips on
I've seen a bit of
yeah.
footage about him, like when
Haaland,
he's
yeah.
like, on his off season. I'd like to see what he's got.
Yeah, he wears pajamas on a night out and things like that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be bad.
They'd be good.
I don't think who else?
Wazza was funny, wasn't
Wazza was hilarious.
he? He's brilliant.
On a night out, Wazza, it make you believe that he's written songs for Ed Sheeran and people like that. It's unbelievable. Yeah, Wazza thinks Wazza's one of the funniest on a night out. He thinks he's like a singer. He starts singing a lot. It's great value after a few drinks.
Yeah, he loves the karaoke, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really been a karaoke one, me.
No,
Can't do it.
you're normally asleep.
It's not, mate.
Let's not get into you on the mic that we were just talking about. Actually, on that Christmas night,
Yeah, it's a good one.
You know, you were talking about
Nah.
playing during the Christmas period. Obviously, you guys, not only Premier League's busy, right? You played in England for the majority of your careers. How difficult is it to miss like Christmas Day with family and all that kind of stuff? Like, did you hate it? Did you not mind it? How did you feel about it?
We're getting paid too much money to moan.
I never had a problem with it. It was all I knew from 16 years of age, having to put kit out and make sure that the first team kit was ready on Christmas Day at Stamford Bridge, making sure that my pro had his gear ready. That's all I ever knew. So until I retired, really, I didn't really get to experience Christmas in kind of that way. But my birthday's quite close to Christmas as well, so I never really got to celebrate much. So basically, my Christmases are shit.
Yeah. I remember I put out a tweet once, I got hammered for it, saying like, it was along the lines of, just spare a thought for us footballers that are in hotels basically while Christmas is going on, something like that. We were like, I used to think sometimes like, some of us have got families and that, and like we're in a hotel in like Newcastle, like you can't sleep because everyone's having a good time. You're thinking, right, I'm having to try and force myself to sleep. Can't go game tomorrow.
But you know what's mad, right? So at Bayern, they used to have because they used to have like big winters and
this is unbelievable, by the way.
Yeah, it's very nice now. It's starting to mature.
At Bayern, we used to have a winter break because of the weather. So we'd finish at like December 20th, and you get 2 weeks off. So Christmas, you're with your family. New Year's, you go away. I remember going to Miami once.
Oh,
I was on the beach. I swear to God, I was
just
on the
rubbing it
beach.
in now, ain't you?
No, I swear, real talk. I was on the beach. The whole AC Milan team was there. Maldini, the lot. That went to this New Year's Eve party. Jamie Foxx's house, and I think Kanye was there. The lot. You lot are in these mad hotels playing games on, Boxing Day and New Year's Eve, and the rest of the world, footballing world, are with their families on the beach resting. And I just see this. Look,
did you notice that when you come to and played in England? Did you notice that come the tournaments in the summer? Did you notice a difference in how you felt?
No.
Regarding, you never felt any
not
of that?
me, but I was. I mean, before the injury, I was mad fit, so I didn't worry about that. But I told a few boys that came from abroad that came over here, coming over from it. I said, mate, don't suit you. There's no winter break. You're 31,
really,
mate.
Yeah,
trust me.
Yeah,
Don't do it. It's not going to work for you. And I do think they need to find a way to like. There needs to be a little bit of common sense here. Yeah. Give the boys 10 days off. Be with the families. Have a week, get a bit of sun.
Because they're all professional now as well.
Look how many injuries we got in the Premier League right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you know, it's mad because I remember one of the things that used to stick out to me at Christmas was players getting suspensions or injuries.
Fake suspensions.
Planned
injuries.
Big time.
Do you know who was good at that? Neil Maddock.
Oh, I bet. That doesn't surprise me one piece.
Unbelievable. Like, used to think like, wow, Christmas is coming, and like all of a sudden there's like a bit of a hammy. Tighten up. And then it'd just be.
But they shouldn't have to do that. They should have a across the window, like a week, even a week, anything. Just
no. But even that shouldn't have to do that. He shouldn't do that. Like he shouldn't do that.
But I do think managers and the lads need to have a good time. Like they need to have a bit of fun. I do think managers say to the boys, look, everybody can play football. If we miss a day or two, ain't gonna make a difference.
Yeah, the best ones do that.
Go have a bit of fun. Like we go for lunch in London. Go do something mad together.
Owen.
No, for real, I'm telling you.
Let's be serious.
If I'm managing, I swear to you, I'm saying, look, lads, we got 2 days. Don't take the piss out of me, but we're gonna have a good time.
Wait. In the best world in the world, that's great, all right? But we all know. Okay, so the manager goes to you, Jody. when you're 26, 27, 28, and goes, right, Jody, you take the boys out on a night out, let your hair down for an hour. That night, 9 times out of 10 turns into two nights. One of them's a night and one of them's an all day.
Yeah, but I think if you get given that bone of going, you weren't even going to get this night, but I'm going to give you it, but don't take the piss and make it 2 days.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
If you're saying 26, 27, 8,
be honest,
Jody, I'd definitely follow those instructions. Earlier, maybe not, but I'm just saying.
Way.
I'm telling you.
I was the same as well. You give me an inch, I take a yard. It's human nature for there's so much testosterone in the room. There's so many different things that are adding up to us taking the piss and thinking we deserve more, which we used to always do.
But that's my point. Don't take the piss. Look, I'll give you a night out. And
we didn't want to, but we would.
We can have a giggle. We can have it. Don't take the piss out of me.
Mate.
Don't take the piss.
I'm being honest here. You lot are fucking liars. You lot are lying.
I do it with my kids now to this day. I say,
no, you might have. This fucker didn't, definitely.
No, if they never give the night out when I thought it was due, I'd go out.
Yeah, see, if they would give it to him, he would have said, hey, fair play to the gaffer. He's give us two.
It unintentionally sometimes it went over.
Wait a minute, right? Okay, I'm going to give you a scenario now. No. So all of a sudden, the gaffer's gone. Before we didn't have a night out, right? All of a sudden, the manager's gone. Saturday night, boys. Christmas dues. You can have it on Saturday, right? And that's shit up. Well done. You weren't going to have one, but you're having a Saturday night out, right? You go out Saturday. You wake up Sunday. You're off Sunday.
Got the taste of it.
And all of a sudden, you got the taste in you. This is swirling around the midriff, right? You're still on the taste buds. And someone goes,
I'm already with the family in bed.
Someone texts you, don't even have to say it. Someone texts you and goes, Joe, I'm in the ship.
I'll be honest with you.
I'm in the green man.
I don't need much convincing.
Right, you're there.
But
you're getting an Uber.
I'd question it first and say, are you sure this is what we're supposed to be doing?
Were you club captain?
I was captain at some point.
He was never club captain because I tell you what, he took the piss.
No.
He just took the piss too much. That's why he was club captain. I give it to Emperor instead.
No, I was the person who would go, we've got to have a night out, yeah, at the right time, yeah, and we've got to enjoy it, and I'll be centre of it, and I'll be in amongst it, yeah. But my point is, so no disrespect to Harry Redknapp. At West Ham, people were taking the piss, bro. Like it was mad. People were going out and like walking past the manager like it was nothing after a 2-day bender.
Yeah, but that's where I go. You two were very lucky to be under a manager of the ilk of Sir Alex on the pitch. And I remember you telling me what he was like with people going out. That's a lucky thing for all the players because it actually gives you guidelines and parameters
Jody,
of going,
right?
Don't take the piss.
Jody, let me tell you, right? My first game for Man United, right? He probably won't even remember this. Played City away when they weren't like City now. My first game, and somehow we're losing 1-0 at halftime. Remember, Giovanni scored. And say the tunnel's over there. So I'm playing centre mid, Reed's behind me. I'm walking off, whistle's blown. What are you doing? You walk to the tunnel, don't you? You don't run off like some weirdo. Anyway, Reed's jogging behind me, right? I'm 26, 27. You must have been, 28?
30 odd, probably.
So he says to me, I'm walking off. He's like, Owen, I really felt that Gaffer's going to go ape shit. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I said, mate, I just run around for 40 minutes time and I'm walking in. He went, get in the dressing room, sharpish, right? This is some young lad from London, right? Not frightened of nothing, but I tell you what he was frightened of.
Yeah.
That team talk at half time. And that he had you in his hand like that let me realize, wow, this guy's got this completely under control. Not that you weren't under control, but you had so much respect for the fact that we were 1-0 down to City. You knew he could kick off. You know what he said? Do you remember what he said? Nothing. He went, lads, I don't know how we 1-0 down, smash the life out of them. Keep doing what you're doing, we win the game. But that you had that you knew that could happen, that he could kick off. He had you, so you acting like, you having a mad good time. Like, trust me, you knew the gaffer, you knew the level.
Oh no, but
I think that's a great sign.
I think it's super important.
I remember, but again, there would always be a moment where he would check you because I remember we played against City before, my first ever City derby, and I didn't know the temperature of this game. I didn't know, I thought City are shit, they're a dead team, rubbish, ain't there a mind to anyone. Liverpool and Arsenal really are the main team
Chelsea.
against it, and Chelsea now, not them time. But I just thought that the main rivals are people you're fighting for the league for. So it's Arsenal. Went to Main Road. I mean, we got beat. I think Sean Goethe scored 2 that day. Come in, got beat at Main Road by Man City. I'm thinking, I sat down, I thought any game, like, yeah, it's a bad result, blah, blah. Ruud van Nistelrooy, and Ruud was our top player then. Like the fans, biggest shirt seller probably. The fans were going mad. Top goal scorer of the Premier League. He walked in with a Man City shirt over his shoulder, and the manager saw red. He unloaded on him, roasted him in front of you. Ever fucking make a shirt there? Swap shirts with him? You never swap shirts with a City player. I was like, we don't fuck with City. After that moment, I was like, this is, I don't.
He put like a flag in the ground for everyone.
The marker was put down like this is what this game means to us. Like, you think you can walk in, anyone walks in his change room with a Man City shirt ever again, that's it. You're gone.
I think part of a good manager or a good coach is keeping the players guessing. So
keeping the boys on the toes.
When you think that there's going to be a roasting at half time, which you thought, he never. We're going maybe surprise you when you didn't think there was going to be the best coaches or managers always keep you on their toes. And
but I think the thing that Sir Alex did the best, as good as he was, like in the moment he was the best. Like he could look you in the eye and he knew if you'd be there for him for a game, didn't he? He didn't pick the team on players. He picked the team on personality. Yeah. And I think what he did brilliantly was, as good as he was, his captains, every player was handpicked. Do you know what I mean? So they were like vetted by him. So even though he knew like we had a bit of fun and was lively, he knew to be there for him when he needed him. Do you know what I mean?
It's mad you say
And all those guys he picked, right? Everyone, whether it's Shazy, Wes, Gary Neville, Scholesy, Giggsy, Vida, Ronaldo, everyone, he knew they'll be there when I need them. Everybody was handpicked. And I think that came down to like, I don't know, he must have had a feel for
he was a betting man, a maverick.
Personality, he could feel you if you would be there for him.
Yeah. That's a great example because you look at Wayne Rooney, undoubtedly one of the best players to come out of this country. Plays every time. If he's fit, he plays. And he at the beginning, he used to struggle to go to Anfield and play at Liverpool. And he made him sub, remember? To make him sub at Liverpool. But it's ability-wise, he plays every game. Yeah. But the mentality, the personality, the character for this game, maybe Wayne wasn't mature enough at that time to be able to deal with it. It was weird. The manager no one else would not put Wayne Rooney sub that game.
I think one of the most important things in football, and let's be honest, right? Football, Premier League, Champions League, everybody can play, right? Fact, everybody can play, right? You've earned the right to be there. The biggest difference is like culture. You need a proper culture, don't you? You create a culture, and it takes time and that comes from kind of. You look at United when they were the best, right? All these guys left. Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Edwin van der Sar, Patrice Evra, Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo. Everybody was captain of their country. You can't replace that. All these data and stat guys going, we go get that guy because he gets you 4, tackles a game, whatever. It's about personality in moments when it's really difficult. And that culture that we had, right, that came from Sykes. But we had literally like 12 captains of the country. And you think about where United went from that to not having those leaders.
Well, you let 4 captains go in one window. Giggsy, Edwin, Vidic, me. But
that's my point. So Alex was so like as good as he was, he also knew he had all these guys, and he never came in the dressing room, by the way, at the training ground. Never did he? Unless something really bad happened.
Sorry, he didn't come in the dressing room. What?
At the training ground, never.
So he just let you guys manage.
You're there 99% of the time.
Why?
Yeah,
because he vetted the guys that kind of were the captains that ran the dressing room. He knew they would. His culture was there, but the culture filtered down, didn't it? And I think culture. If you want to win, culture is everything.
Yeah, agreed.
Listen. This has been our Christmas do.
This ain't even got started yet, Joe. We ain't got started yet.
I've been quite.
Imagine what it's going to be like out there in the minute we get out there.
Honestly,
we're just limbering up.
Listen, are you going to take a vlog and film it, or what are we doing?
No chance.
No chance.
We just spoke about Christmas dues. You don't let me.
So my bad. That's why I'm not invited. Guys, please let us know what you think. Keep on watching. Thank you very much, and please watch out for us in 2025.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Real Presents. Hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll be here every Monday throughout the season, so tell your mates and all get involved, man. If you've got a point you think we should be discussing or want to put us on the spot with a question you want answering, get in touch using the fansfirst@rioferdinandpresents.com email address or use #RFP on social. Make sure you leave us a review and follow this Rio Ferdinand Presents feed and you'll never miss an episode. See ya on the next one.